All right, welcome back to Living Out Loud. I'm Susan Karp, the Executive Director of the Council on Aging. And happy summer. It officially kicked off yesterday, and we're here in the studio on Thursday, the 22nd. Right now, back at the Council on Aging, we've got the Arlington Police Department hosting a pedestrian safety. Wish you were there. A number of people did attend. So today, I know it looks like I'm alone in the studio again. I'm feeling a little deprived, but we thought we'd do something a little bit different to kick off the summer. I've been filming here at ACMi for a little bit over 4 years, but just in the last 4 years, particularly with Jonathan Barbado. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a bird's eye view of the kinds of things that we did behind the scene, and also to welcome Jonathan on set today so that we can talk more about community cable programming. So Jonathan, can you hear me? Yep. Hi. I'd like you to come on in. Come on in and join me. So Jonathan right now is coming from behind the glass where he's normally instructing me to coming into the studio. Jonathan, thank you very much.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. It's nice to have you on this side of the glass.
I know, I never get to be on this side of the camera.
I know.
This is so different.
I know, welcome. So Jonathan, you and I have been doing this for 4 years, and I think we've filmed about 150 segments.
Just about.
So it's a little anniversary.
I know.
But anyway, I just, I think it's great that you're going to join me on set because I'd like everyone in the audience to see really the person behind all of these segments that we do. I mean, I come in whizzing right in from the job. Sometimes the hair's every which way, the collar's every which way.
Sometimes 15 minutes
yeah,
late.
15 minutes late, right?
No.
Sometimes texting Jonathan, I have to cancel, something's come up. But really, you have been so tremendously supportive to not only me as my role as a Council on Aging Director, but to the constituents because you're always helping me help the message get out. And so I thought it'd be a treat to bring you on.
That's great. I love it. And,
yeah.
Right off the bat, I want to say it's not just me. Even right now in the studio, we have tons of volunteers. We have, let's count, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 volunteers here this morning coming to film the show.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have more, sometimes we have less. And it's great that we have a good staff here at Arlington Community Media that really helps support, get us on the air,
right.
To get some great equipment for people to use. So it's not just me, and then without you, there's no show. I just have an empty room waiting to be filled. So thank you for coming in every
Well,
morning.
yep, and I just want to turn to camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, and the folks behind the glass, really thank you all for helping us do this today. So anyway, Jonathan, so here we are. You and I, we meet once a week. I come in, I sit, and we go right ahead and talk about whatever topic. So what I'd like to do is to show folks some of the things behind the scene.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. So from my perspective, the show is really the small part of the morning when we're on the air, and we have a lot of things that happen beforehand. We have a lot that happens after. So, when you first come into the studio, we have a whole lighting grid, which is how people are able to see us. So
yep.
We work with the volunteers and light the studio. We set up microphones, like what we're wearing, and I probably just made a sound by touching it.
Well, here, mine is tucked right underneath here.
Exactly, and then we turn the cameras on and we go. So I figured it'd be great to maybe show you some of the equipment and then talk a little bit about what people do here at ACMi.
Right, no, that's perfect because the bulk of your staff here are volunteers, whether they're interns or, and Jonathan, as they say in the studio,
quiet on the set.
Quiet on the set, turn your cell phone off.
I know, it's Steve Katsos, you can watch the Steve Katsos show. I don't know what he wants, but I'll talk to him a little bit later.
Yep, so anyway, so you have volunteers come in and they learn the different areas.
Yeah, exactly. So, just like a lot of the nonprofit organizations, especially the art organizations in Arlington, they rely on volunteers just as we do. And people come in from the community, whether they want to start a TV show, similar to how you have, share some skills that they've learned, or talk about some issues that are important to them, whether it's politics, art, science, it runs the whole gamut. And we'll train them on how to use studio cameras or also portable production cameras.
So let's take a look at this. So this is one of the cameras so that when you come out on site to me, because on occasion you do, this is one of the cameras, very lightweight by the way.
Yeah.
Pretty big little eye thing there.
Eyepiece, yeah.
Eyepiece, thank you. And so and this is where they're speaking into, right?
And that's the microphone.
So this is a part of the class that you train someone how to use this.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're watching the show right now and you want to come in and make your own show, you're thinking, you know what, Susan's great, but why don't we have a show about card games or about music or about anything that you want? You can come in and we'll show you how to use this camcorder and how to make your own TV show. Basically, you set it up on a tripod, which is a way to keep the camera fixed. You turn it on and you go.
This is great. Very lightweight.
Yeah. So that's what this is. And of course, right now you don't really see us holding a microphone. We mentioned that we have what are called lavalier microphones.
Right.
And that's what.
So this is what I'm plugged into. So this one gets plugged into a socket right on the floor.
Yeah.
And there have been times that I've tried to get up and leave while I was still mic'd, so I was kind of like jerked back. And then this little device here with a little microphone here, and depending on which side you put it on, you switch the microphone around and talk into it. One time we got silly, I think it was one of these.
Yeah, it was one of those.
We didn't have something, and so we're very creative on set. So we basically taped it to like a 1 pound weight, and I held it and talked to it. I think that's when Mark was still here.
I think so. You know, I think I destroyed that footage, but if we still have it, maybe I'll cut it in
Oh,
so you can see what that looked like.
Quite funny. But that's actually how you end up hearing us. Now, do you ever take these on site?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't remember being mic'd up this way.
We've done that sometimes. When we went to the Cooperative Elder Services.
Oh, all right.
We had some lavalier mics for that session.
But that's great.
Yeah, that's great. And it's not just me that goes out. Most of the times I'm here in the studio or I'll go on site to train people, but really it's volunteers that come in and find something interesting that's happening in Arlington to go out and shoot.
Well, very good, very good. So let's talk a little bit about ACMi.
Okay.
I certainly, as I started off, being very grateful to you and to certainly the people that are here. But let's talk a little bit more about ACMi and the different things that you do in the community, how you receive your funding, if I'm not
absolutely.
that kind of thing. So if I could just turn it over to you to give us the spiel on ACMi.
All right, well, we can start off with what ACMi is. So we're a community media center, and basically we're here to help Arlington residents fulfill their First Amendment right. So we have a right to free speech in America, and especially in Massachusetts. We are pretty famous countrywide for our free speakers and being televised. And we also have a great town government, and we want to make sure those messages are getting out so people can vote. And we also have a lot of great active school systems. So we want to make sure we're capturing what's happening with the youth in our community, as well as our seniors and adult populations.
Right.
So we're what's called a PEG station, P-E-G, and it stands for Public, Education, and Government. And that's an easy way to remember the 3 channels that we have.
Oh, all right.
That you have.
Public, Education,
and
Government.
So right now, people watching this show, if they're at home, you're watching the public channel, where we have community shows basically about, with the nonprofit groups, with arts organizations.
Right.
A lot of people make short films, that type of thing.
Yeah.
The education channel, like you mentioned, would be school plays or youth animations or sports. We have a great big sports thing. So especially during the fall when it starts to get a little colder and you want to watch the high school games and you can't get out there, or you don't feel like going out, those you can watch ACMi, the education channel, or watch it live. You can watch the live sports games with announcers, graphics, scores, so it's kind of a better experience watching it on TV.
So do you guys go out there, or do you take the footage from somebody that's filming it?
No, we go out live, so we have a whole youth team.
Wow.
And they go out, they using state-of-the-art equipment, similar to how you'd watch an NFL game.
Oh, all right.
And they have a portable switcher. They build a studio on site. They have graphics, announcers, music, steady cameras on the field. So it's really great. If you haven't seen it, you should really check it out.
Good.
And then the most important, I think the most widely watched channel in Arlington is the government channel.
Okay.
So that's where you'll find your selectmen meetings, your finance meetings, your redevelopment board meetings, and really kind of stay involved with government. And we help sort of keep it transparent.
Oh, very good. So where do I fall in that?
You would be in public. So
I'm public, even though I'm a government, so I'm a municipal office.
Even though you're a municipal office, the information you're providing is basically a lot
It's
of
public.
public events.
Yep. Yep. It's outreach, it's information.
It's information. And speaking of outreach and information, Arlington has a great Arlington Public News program. So if you want to sort of get all of this information of events that are happening in Arlington or the top stories or figure out really what's changing and what's coming up in Arlington, we have an Arlington Public News program that airs every other week with some small segments in between the off weeks.
Oh, all right.
So a lot of times, like if you have like events, we'll shoot some sections for the news, and you'll also be in the news program.
Oh, all right. So that's where I end up.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether I ended up on some banner of some sort. All right.
You end up in a lot of places.
Oh no.
And then the other service that we have for Arlington residents is called the Community Bulletin Board.
Okay.
So if you're a group or you have an event or a performance coming up, you can send us the information. We'll put a slide up on television, so in between shows.
So how do you like that information sent to you? Just via email, or do you like it in
email.
a Word document?
If you can even make it like a PowerPoint document is really great, or even
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint, you can
All right.
send that, or an image. An image is really the best, like a widescreen image, similar to the screen they're watching now.
Okay.
And you can send that to CBB, for Community Bulletin Board, at ACMi.tv.
Perfect. So that's anybody in the community.
Anybody in the community.
Okay.
Because it's your channel, not Susan's channel,
Right,
not Jonathan's
right.
channel.
Yeah.
It's out there watching. It's your channel. This is service for Arlington, which goes into our funding. So that's basically what ACMi is. We also have 3 studios. Studio here in the Heights on Park Ave, 85 Park Ave. That's where we are right now.
And we refer to that as Studio A.
Studio A.
All right. So we're in Studio A right now,
Studio A.
and oftentimes film in Studio B, which I'll let you explain.
Studio B, which is across the street from the high school at on Mass Ave, across the street from the high school. And then we have a studio at Town Hall, built in with robotic cameras to capture meetings.
Oh, that's the one where the selectmen have their meetings, right?
Yes.
Okay, not the selectmen's meeting room, but the other one.
Right. Well, we're piped in all over that building.
Oh, all right.
And then also we have some portable studios, small studios at the schools for school committee meetings. So we're everywhere.
Is this called a portable studio when you have a camera?
It's just a shoot.
Just a shoot.
Just a
all
shoot
right.
at
Just
that
a
point.
shoot.
Just
All
a
right.
shoot at that
All
point.
right.
And the way our funding work is we're not a government organization. We're actually funded by the cable subscribers in Arlington. So if you're watching this channel and you have a cable subscription, whether it's Comcast, Verizon, ACN, portion of the franchising fee. Look at you, Bill.
Which is that what, $2.29
It's very
bill?
small. Yeah. So it's a small fee that they actually negotiated in the past to be able to have the cable companies use the existing lines in town.
Right.
To kind of be allowed in town. But that fee comes into the town, about 5% of that per access per channel. It's a little different each one.
Yeah.
Anyways, that comes in, and that provides the funding for the community access.
Okay, which is very, very important. Now, have you seen a shift in revenue with more and more people getting away from having cable and going more for the Hulu, for the Fire Stick, for all of these other things?
Oh yeah, I'm such a I love all those streaming services as well. But you know what though? It's actually been pretty consistent because they tend to package their cable,
the bundling, yeah.
The bundling, and with the bundling, it's usually you can get your internet even less expensive if you bundle it with the cable.
Right, right.
And so they're always kind of involved with negotiations on national level, similar to how you have an organization that you speak to higher. But no, we're lucky in town. We have 3 cable subscribers, and we have a lot of great state-of-the-art equipment here. We have a thriving filmmaking and television community, and Arlington is really an active town. I think as you know.
Yeah, I do know. I do know.
So there's always something going on. So there's always events being filmed. There's always shows being created. And so we're lucky. We don't really have a sleeper station. We're really always running from one thing to the next.
And I think the big thing that I really want to make sure that people know, if they don't already, is that this is available for anyone.
Everybody.
I mean, for me, and we set this time based on my schedule and your schedule, but I'm here Thursday mornings at 10, short of something happening.
Right.
And so that's my slot, just because that works. And ACMi has been very, very accommodating to that. ACMi, which is Jonathan Barbado when it comes to this sort of thing. But this is the beauty of the cable programming, the community cable programming, is that it is available to anyone. I mean, I'm sure you have some sort of schedule when, people can sign up for a slot.
Yeah, we really work with everybody on a one-on-one basis. So if if you come in and you want to just come in for a tour, come on by, we'll show you what we have.
Yeah.
If you want to take an editing class, you don't have to wait to sign up for a class schedule. We're going to find out what your schedule is and then schedule a session one-on-one with you.
Oh, that's great.
Or we might join you if there's a few other people
Yeah.
who have the same availability. We'll kind
Yeah.
of group you together. But really, we try to work around people's flexibility schedule because there's no reason, like we live in a service-oriented world right now. We don't wait for anything. We want instant gratification. So we work the same way here in media. We know what's going on. So you want to come in to learn how to use a camera or to make a show or to learn to edit. We're going to get you in, that day.
And see, what's really good for me too is that, you're able to send those that you train out into my building so that we can continue delivering interesting information in different venues. Because sometimes I'm sure it gets a little boring seeing my face just sitting here. Never. But I mean, just being always in studio, it kind of shakes it up just the same way that we're wanting to do that today, is to give you a little bit different perspective. Yeah. But that requires, that's volunteers that come out because you can't always come out. So I want you to talk a little bit about your training programs that you have, and how somebody might be able to get in contact.
Yeah, so it's mostly, we mostly prefer to train people from the organization to come out. So if you have like I said, music performance tends to be a lot of them, or a talk or a speaker series. Yeah. The best thing to do would be find somebody in your group, or a friend of somebody, or a son of somebody, or daughter, someone who's sort of involved, who maybe might like technology, or might like media, or just might have the availability, really, quite frankly, because it's pretty easy to learn. And then we'll come in, we'll train those individuals, and we'll send them out with the camera to capture that event. We also have people who come in just not necessarily want to having their own show, but they want to be involved. They want to kind of create media. Right. And so we'll train them on cameras, and then as part of their training, we'll send them out to a nonprofit group.
Well, I've been the beneficiary of some of that. So certainly the interns that are here in the summer, have been visible in my building, and I'm real appreciative of that too. So, so is there anything more in the back room that you kind of want to talk about?
I would love to actually talk about seniors and ACMi.
Okay.
Kind of combination of our...
I'll let you lead the conversation this time.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to mention that we have a lot of seniors that are involved with community media, and it's really great because sometimes seniors tend to have more time on their hands, not necessarily
in retirement. Yep.
In retirement.
In between the golf games and everything else.
And all the great programs that the Council on Aging.
Great programs. All right.
Try to pull them away, but we have a lot of great seniors who come in and kind of learn technology through ACMi. So they may have some seniors have like some smartphones, but not necessarily know how to use all the power of them. They might sort of have an email address, or they might watch videos on YouTube on their computer. But we can really bring people in and kind of enhance those skills.
And it's important to learn something new.
It really is.
It really is. I mean, we become so complacent sometimes, but jog your brain.
Exactly. We had one woman recently come in a few months ago, Sharon, and Sharon really loved the Little Fox Library shop, the small shop at the Little Fox Library.
Okay.
And so she wanted to do something for them and learn a new skill. So she came in saying, I don't really know the computer that well, or the camera, but I really have this great idea. I would love to make a public service announcement so people know what this place is. I really think it's important for people to know. And so we went through a series of pre-production workshops, learned how to take an idea and turn it into a visual idea. And then we learned how to use the cameras, and she went out, did a bunch of great shooting at the Little Fox Library shop, and then we put together, and she wrote a whole script, and she put together this great PSA that you've probably seen between shows now.
That's great.
Yeah, and then she kind of jogged her creativity, and then after that she went on to make a stop animation short video, and who knows what she's going to do next. So
you go, girl, Sharon. Whoever you are out there, you go, girl.
That's right.
That's great, though.
And we have some other seniors who are using their retirement time to write novels and write books, and it's great because they can come in and do kind of TV shows about their knowledge that they want to share.
Oh.
Kind of tying in with their book releases.
Yeah.
Or we have some people do shows where they're sharing their music abilities. And it's really great because I think seniors have a lot of life experience. They really, I think, develop a clarity of purpose or clarity. Like they sort of know what they want and they don't want to waste time on it. And it's really great to kind of come in here and be able to take that energy and turn it into something right away. I think our senior members really, they get results faster. I think they're really just committed.
Yeah. So to get to you to do that?
Yeah, so if you're interested in making a TV show, making some animation, sharing some skills, or even just your ideas of what's going on, or if you want to get involved, filming, editing, anything and everything. We also have an archive unit, so we have people who can transfer old footage and to make, if they have like some old TV shows, they have to go on the air. So everything you make here has to go on the air. But you can reach us at production, PRODUCTION, at ACMi.tv.
So production at ACMi.tv.
Not .com.
No,
So
.tv.
.tv, like television.
So they can email you, and then they can set up an appointment.
Come in, we'll get some training, or
that's great.
and then you can even do some shows with Susan. You can be part of this show if you like watching this show. Why not be part of it?
Please, I'm always welcoming guests. Unless it's strong political statements, and then we can't. But
no, we can't.
Other than that, wow, that's great. I mean, I'm really, because I'm here just once a month, and I tend to preview the things that go live.
Yep.
Cringe sometimes, but we make it work.
Yeah. But we have a lot of fun. It's a great way to make friends. And if you are a creative person, or you have sort of creative tendencies and you want to explore that creativity, this is a great place to do it, because you're not by yourself. You're really with a team of people and lots of education support and encouragement.
Yeah.
You're going to come in here, you're going to walk away knowing some new skills, making some new friends, and really with a product to show, like a show for it.
Well, I'm hoping that when you're out there listening, that you really give it, some food for thought, because this is really a very interesting place, very welcoming. I enjoy coming every Thursday.
I love when you come in every Thursday.
Well, we do a lot, don't we?
Yeah, we do. And most of the time, once the show starts, I have to go in there, and you're out here, and we don't get to continue our conversation. So it's really fun being on the show to chat with you all this morning.
I know. It's normally like speak 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But
yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Anything else we want to talk about with AC? I mean, certainly, with what you do in the community is very important. It's really an extension of what you see here. But and I'm only here just because we meet once a week. I have specific topics I like to discuss. Try to have guests on. I guess one of my next guests will be Joanna Cirillo, who is our new nurse. So to give her name, her face to a name, and introduce her to our community.
Be a co-host?
She'll be a co-host. When she sees this version, she'll realize that I'm looping her into more of a regular appearance. I've introduced.
So she's watching.
Yeah,
she can
she's watching. so Joanna will be joining me. But I'm keep trying to have a variety of folks come on from the different areas within Arlington, because my world is 60 and over, and so it is trying to connect people to resources and other people. Come across the threshold of your door, be involved in Arlington. It's a fantastic place to be. Certainly coming into the studio gives you a different perspective. Everyone gets a little nervous when they're in here. They're like, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought.
No, it's a lot
Not
of
at
fun.
all. It's very friendly.
It's really
typically
cross-generational too. I love it. We have youth working with seniors.
Right.
That's kind of cross the whole.
Right. So, that's basically what it is. I really wanted to give the folks an opportunity to see a little bit behind the scenes, with the photo shot with you, behind the glass, what it looks like. You certainly can't see the 3 that are standing behind the cameras right now.
Oh, I know.
But it's all a part of the production, and as probably you can tell, I don't come with a script. I do a lot of ums and ahs, and Jonathan walks me through, and he does a great job editing. But it's been a remarkable time, in 4 years and 150 episodes.
Amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah, and if you're watching at home and you like what you see and you want to get involved, give us. You can actually call us at 781-777-1115. If you're watching and you don't like what you see and you think you could do better, or you want to have a different show on right now, call us. Not that they would want to have a different show, but you want to have your own show.
Yeah, your own show.
You want to have your own show. You can come on and make your own show. So there's really no reason to. If you love it, come on by. If you're passionate one way or the other, come by and make your own show.
Well, and the other piece to it is that if you've got ideas that you want us to explore under Living Out Loud, you can always give me a call at my office at 781-316-3333. 888-888-3400. I'm very open and very happy to take suggestions. Some people give me a suggestion about wearing blue or making sure my collar is right. So I do, we do welcome suggestions. Yeah. Well, Jonathan, I almost think we've got one more little thing here, and I almost think it's time for a wrap. We want to say thank you very much for joining Living Out Loud. See you next time. I'm Susan Karp, the Executive Director of the Council on Aging. Just wanted to let you know on Tuesday, June 27th at the Regent Theater, between 6:30 and 8:30, we will be screening Being Mortal, Hope is Not a Plan. Please join us. It's a discussion about end-of-life conversations. Thank you.